Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Marsha, also known as Very Little on all of the social media. And welcome to my little podcast. Today it's all about knitting. So we're going to talk about knitting. Welcome to anybody who is brand new and has never joined us before. And welcome to all of my returning viewers. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button, and also don't forget to hit that little bell button below because that will notify you whenever I upload videos. And right now something exciting is going on. I am doing Vlogmas. Yes, I am. And so what Vlogmas is I am doing a video every day, kind of in my real life situation, what I'm doing each day leading up to Christmas. Sometimes it's Christmassy, sometimes it's just life. And as vlogs are. So if you want to join in and check that out, then go ahead and I'd be excited to see you over there. Also, don't forget to comment below if you're liking things, because I have so many exciting things coming to the channel and I can't wait to share it with you. Okay, what was the thing that I just forgot? I also wanted to let everybody know that I'm taking a break between Christmas and New Year because I'm going to be focusing on developing some content, so I have some stuff. I'm going to be taking a break between Christmas and New Year. Filming every single day up to Christmas has been kind of a lot, and it has put a whole bunch of other stuff I've been getting at it, but not as well as I should be because of the time it takes me to upload, edit, every day. So I'm going to be creating some amazing content over that break. I will be back. This isn't a disappearing act this time. I'm good. Everything's wonderful, and I'm super happy. So during that break, I'm going to be working on more tutorial videos because I have a tutorial series that has been going out once a week. On Mondays, there have been basic tutorials. So what I'm doing with the tutorials is I'm starting from the very basic and working my way up, because I have had so many people contact me who want to learn how to knit, and there's just not a lot of me, and this is the best way for me to teach people on a way that can access them when they want to learn, and if they need something repeated over and over, then they could just play it over and over. And it's just a really I feel like it's a really smart way for me to work on teaching classes, especially since we are essentially going back into lockdown. My province isn't going into lockdown, they're limiting contact, but us personally over the winter holiday, we are going to be going into lockdown because I feel like over that break, there's going to be a lot of exposure to things and we just want to stay safe. So I will be definitely producing a lot more content to have ready to come out for the new year. I don't have any knit-alongs planned at this point, but that's not to say that I won't in the future. It's just that is not where my focus is right now, and if I'm focusing on that, then it pulls away from my attention from other space. It's kind of like spoons. I only have so many spoons, and I'm trying to shuffle them around. So yeah, I only have so many spoons in a day to scoop stuff up. So I'm trying to be as efficient as I can in how I'm running the channel from this point forward. I'm also going to be in the new year getting my Patreon page back up and running. I know before I had it up and I didn't post like I had planned, but being in the situation I was in, it was really difficult. So I'm no longer in that situation, and now I have the freedom to do it whenever I need to schedule it. So that's really exciting, and so that is going to be coming up in the new year, and I'm really excited about what that's looking like. My website is also going to be coming up, so there will be another place where you can purchase patterns that is not on Ravelry. So that's my goal is to have that coming up in the new year. I don't know if it'll be ready right at the beginning of January. It might be by the end of January, but in the new year. So I'm hoping to have all of that up and going. And my book is coming along swimmingly. I'm very excited about it. I have most of the patterns formatted and in the book already. And now I'm just doing like the write-ups about each design and what it means to me and the connection I have to each design. So that's kind of what I need to be looking at over the next couple weeks as well. Hopefully I can just schedule it in to do a pattern write-up each day so that, you know, in a couple weeks it'll all be done. Okay, so let's get into the knitting bits, shall we? So it's 5 minutes in and here we go. Okay, as you will know, I have been working on doing Skaha sweaters because they are Christmas gifts. And I completed another one. It's actually right behind me. It's still a little bit damp. So once I show you, it will go into it'll go back to blocking. So this one is done. And now I'm gonna go lay it out and then I'll be back to talk about it. So that Skaha sweater is done for one of my girls, and it is out of the Drops Merino Extrafine. And it's a beautiful purple color. I did the body a little bit longer because she tends to wear a lot of leggings, and I just want it to because sometimes she wears tights as leggings. So I wanted it to be more of a sweater dress for her versus just a sweater. So that one is longer and for that purpose. So that's more like a cool sweater dress. And I think she's gonna look fantastic in it. This yarn was really incredible to knit with. I love the stitch definition with this. It is so nice. The stitches look so even. Even when you're knitting it, it just, because it's got so much give and so much bounce to the yarn, everything just like snugs up nicely. It's just really, there's no like loose stitches or anything. Could be also that my knitting style has changed a bit. So that's could be part of it. And I'm not so focused on speed. I'm more focused on the experience of the knit now, which is really great. But the stitches look so pretty. And it does have a lean to it, which worked out because there's a panel in the front. This is also the Skaha sweater. There's a panel in the front that has knits and purls. So if you have a yarn that has a lean to it, and you want to knit a sweater, this is kind of the thing, because you can knit it. When a yarn has a lean, you should knit back and forth, or you should knit a pattern that has a design that has some sort of pattern. And the reason being is because it breaks up how it twists. Because if you just knit in the round and the round and the round, what you'll notice is that your garment can like shift. And if you've ever purchased like a t-shirt from Walmart and then you washed it and then it kind of like the seam went down the side at a weird angle, that's why. It's because of how the fibers are and how the fabric is cut. Like if you cut fabric one way, you can get that, and if you cut it in the other direction, it won't do that. And that's because of how the fibers line up, how the weaving or stitches line up. And that's the same with this yarn that has how it's woven. This is probably as clear as mud. I give a really good explanation in my Vlogmas on one of the episodes, so you might need to go check out my Vlogmas where I'm way more eloquent on it. But that's what happens, is because of how the yarn is spun, it can have that kind of a lean. So with the Skaha sweater, it has knits and it has purl bumps in the front, and the purl bumps are what reduce that twisting, so you don't end up with that, that, you know, lean to the one side with your garment so it won't twist. So yeah, yeah, I really like this yarn. So now I am on to my next one because I have a lot to get done and I have 9 days left. It might be time to do another I knit a sweater in 24 hours. Like, I know I just like seconds ago said that I'm not knitting for speed, but I might need to in this case for one sweater. And actually I've been noodling that around, thinking about maybe I will do that because the size of sweater I need to do is actually the smallest. And in my, I knit a sweater in less than 24 hours knitting time. I didn't actually do it straight, so I kind of want to do it straight. I want to edit it better. I want better lighting. I want better music. And that one is done in a man's size. Like, I think it's a 40-inch chest or 36-inch chest. And this would be the smallest size for a young girl. So there will be some differences. Still worsted weight yarn, still actually a sweater, not a baby sweater. So I've been thinking about doing that. And that actually, that video is my highest watched video on YouTube. There's about 130,000 or 230,000 views on it or something. Yeah, 230,000 views. So it's still my highest watched video. It gets watched like 100 times a day. And which is so crazy, but I know I can do it better. I can produce it better. I can do a better job. So I am noodling that around, especially because it's almost Christmas. And in that video, it was also almost Christmas. And I just want to get the last one off the needles quickly. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Stay tuned. If it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. It's something that I probably will do in the future. But yeah, it's a time commitment of an entire 24 hours. So that means like when I videoed that one, when I recorded that one, I woke up at 5 in the morning and I knit till 2 in the morning. And then I woke up and then I finished it the next day in a chunk. So I want to do it straight. I want to get it done in one sit, and that excites me, but it also stresses me out. Okay, so this is the I'm very tangenty today, and I'm okay with it. I'm here for it. That's how I am, so let's go. So I'm on my next Skaha sweater. This is how far I am. Last week, I believe I hadn't even started this one last week when you saw it. I think I was still knitting the other one. Well, at least I'm progressing at a good clip, I feel like. So this is how far I am. I am, just a sec, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. So I have 7 more repeats of the basket weave, 7 more repeats, and then I will be at the underarms. Then I complete the sleeves and attach them, and then I do the yoke and the neckline. And the yoke and the neckline is the part that just, it really goes fast for me because I'm so motivated to get it done. The yarn I'm knitting this one with is called Karisma Drops. It is a superwash treated wool classic. It's 100% wool, and it is a less expensive yarn, and it's really nice to work with. It feels more like a woolly wool, and it is much more balanced in how it knits up, but it also here, let me show you. So this is where, right here, is where my yarn ends are. So I just snug that up and weave in the ends, and you can't even tell when it's actually done. So that's not a mistake. That's just how things are. And this is how it looks knit up. It does have a really even stitch to it. It's very balanced, but it feels very different than knitting on the other yarn, because it still has a really nice twist and is elasticy feeling, but it doesn't have as much bounce as the other one. So I don't think I have a preference. I think I actually think I prefer the other one, just because of how it feels in my hands. This one feels more woolly wool, and the other one feels a lot smoother and is easier on my wrists. Probably, yeah. So hopefully by next week, my final Christmas Eve, pre-Christmas episode, this will be done. And maybe, possibly, I will have the other one done as well. So that could be super exciting. Like, that could be the thing. Like, I really think I should do the knitting it in 24 hours, because then it's done. And then I have one more left to knit, but it doesn't have to be done before Christmas. None of these do. I'm making rules. I'm thinking up rules in my head, and then I'm like, okay, now that's a rule in my head, so now I have to listen to the rule in my head and complete the rule in my head, and it's just something made up that's arbitrary. I know. I hear myself. I'm like problem solving for a problem that doesn't actually exist anywhere in the real life world. I understand. This is where I am right now. And it's okay. So this one's coming along. I'm going to be getting back to that today. I also finished a hat, and I don't know if I talked about it in the last episode or not. See, that's the confusing part for me, is because I'm doing Vlogmas. I know I recorded about it and talked about it, but I can't remember if it was in the last episode or not. So I'm going to talk about it again, and if I spoke about it in the last episode, I'm sorry, it just is what it is. Okay. So, okay, I'll grab it. So I knit this toque and completed it and wove in the ends. So I think last week I was talking about this one that I completed, that I had in my car, that I just needed to do the decreases on. So that one I know I spoke about. This one is a different one, and it is 1x1 rib again, and it has the beautiful, my favorite decreases at the top. And I feel like at this point I probably should look at like doing different decreases. I just do this one because I don't have to think about it. Super easy, and then it's done. So here's the fantastic part, is I ordered a whole bunch of those furry pom-poms. I bought 3 at our local yarn store, and they're super cute, and they're going to be part of Christmas gifts for the girls, because I want to knit them each a toque and have those so that they snap on. They can move them from toque to toque if they want. But this one, I want to knit a bunch of these, and I'll probably get to selling them after Christmas, because I think all my pom-poms are going to be delivered after Christmas, which is fine. I just I think that these will be really great to sell. And the yarn that I used is Luna Borgo de Pazzi. It is 50% wool, 40% acrylic, and 10% alpaca, made in Italy. So this is a gray, and this one's like a brown, and I'm knitting another one as well. It's just cast on, so I didn't start actually knitting it yet. I haven't even joined it for the round. And the needles I am using are the High Sharps, and they are 10 US 6mm H6 for the Europeans. And it's an interchangeable, so it's got the bottom that comes off. Super quick knit. This is something I can knit in probably about an hour. I can get these done. So here's what the rules I'm creating in my head that I'm thinking I need to follow are: get the sweater I'm knitting done this week and block. Then do another, I knit a sweater in 24 hours. Hopefully I can do it. If I can't, I would still publish the footage under however long it took me. Knit each of the girls a hat. So that would be 3, 4, 5 hours. 5 hours worth of work. So I could probably get those even knit Christmas Eve while I watch my sister wrap presents. Yeah, so the rules that I'm making that don't actually apply in life, that's what I'm thinking. I know there's other people out there that do that as well. I know I'm not alone in that. I will not be disappointed if it does not happen. That's the other part, is I have enough grace for myself to say that that's actually completely unreasonable for me to put that expectation on myself. Even to complete the amount of sweaters that I want to complete before Christmas is kind of unreasonable. Super unreasonable. I know. So that is another thing on the needles and another thing off the needles. I wanted to share with you, I was sent this amazing fleece. It's from Long Neck Fibers at Ida View Ranch. Alpaca fleece from Salmon Arm, which is in British Columbia. Isn't that a cool name? Salmon Arm. Salmons don't have arms, but it's Salmon Arm. So there's a lake, and it's on one of the arms, I believe. Is where it gets its name. Don't quote me if I'm wrong. So this fleece is so beautiful, and it's already set up to spin. So one thing that happened over the last year is I got a new spinning wheel. My other one broke for the second time. It just needs a leather strap, and I just need to replace it, but I haven't been able to yet. I need to pick up a piece of leather, and I don't know where to do that right now. So, and then screw it in. But I got a new wheel. It's new to me. It was secondhand. The lady who I purchased it from, she had purchased a double treadle wheel. And that's something that I do want to get, is a double treadle, because I find that with a single treadle, my right butt cheek hurts. And I can't do it with my left, and I have no idea why. I think it's a right-handed, left-handed thing. But I haven't actually spun anything on it yet. I've had it since last winter. I've had it. I'm looking at it, that's why. But I have to reset it up because the cotton that goes around the big wheel, the cotton yarn is like stretched right out and like snapped, and has been retied probably 3 or 4 times. So I need to get a new piece of cotton for that, and I actually think I might use hemp, to be honest. So I have some really cool hemp that I use for packaging that might actually work better than the cotton because it doesn't stretch as much. I'm gonna try it, and I'll let you guys know how that works out, because that's a good idea. So this alpaca, it's all this color. It's so pretty. It's already cleaned. It's ready to go. Like I can spin directly from this. So I am thinking that I will get my spinning going a little bit during the Christmas holiday, after my make-believe list is completed. and just like spend some time and just relax with it. I also got, so I want to say thank you to Long Neck Fibers, Rod and Beatrice, for sending this to me. I love it. There is a ton, like there's 2 bags and each bag has 2 bumps in it. So I'm really excited about that. I haven't spun in a while and I do have some really nice stuff to spin, but that definitely is the next thing on my wheel for sure. Another thing I got carders, like hand carders. So I purchased a set from the lady who I bought the wheel from, and then when I got a weaving loom, and when I got that, it came with a box full of carders and spinning things, shuttles, like a whole bunch of just like random things that I kind of was looking for, and they all just came in this box, which was super awesome. So but I have to re-string it, and I know that that's a big job. It's a big table loom. It's like this big, like 2.5 feet wide. And I need to restring it. I know that's going to be a big job. I have no idea how to do that. So I'm either going to take it down to the yarn shop and have them help me, or I'm going to watch YouTube videos and learn how to do it there, or have somebody who knows how to do it come here. But I think that out of all of the options, the YouTube videos are probably my best bet right now in what's happening. So I think that's what I'm going to do, but I don't know when I'm going to do that. Like, that's going to be probably months away. But I am so excited about all of the creating that is happening. Yeah, and I think that's it for the knitting. So if you were just here for the knitting, that was my longest knitting section that has happened, I think, since I have been back recording. But if that was it for you, then thanks for joining me. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and the bell. And if you wouldn't mind watching an ad or popping over to my Ravelry page and picking up a pattern. Also, side note, I have a pattern. It's called Winter Doldrums. It is a free pattern and it has always been free. I designed it a couple years ago because it was one of the rough winters and I wanted to design something that would not only cheer me up, but it would cheer other people up. It's a super easy pattern. It is pretty much, I think the whole thing's garter stitch. Like, it's very easy. It's one skein of fingering weight yarn. It's like a shawlette. So you just like kind of tie it in a bow kind of on your neck. Very simple. It's a kind of a nice in-between project to like cleanse your knitting palette if you've been working on something like crazy Christmas knitting, or if you just have been working on something with like a lot of lace or a lot of cables and you just need something that's just like easy breezy, take me back, let me relax. It's a really good option. So, and that one is free. So you can go in there, called Winter Doldrums, and you're welcome. So those of you who are sticking around, thank you. This is the jibber jabber section. So we're going to talk about some things that are happening in my life, or just things that I want to talk about. And I kind of jibber jabbered at the very beginning, but that was just kind of like housekeeping. So I've been doing Vlogmas, and it is really cool. It's going really well, and the fact that I am able to do it every day and that I have been keeping up with that boggles my mind. Because it's something that there's been moments where I'm like, oh, this isn't enough, and I'm like, you know what, anything is enough because there's no rules. And that's something that I've been really learning lately, is there are no rules. And the things that I actually am thinking are rules are only rules to me. They're not rules to anybody. Like, it's just, you may have noticed I've mentioned that a few times in this episode, and it's just because that's like, it's a light bulb moment for me to realize that there are no rules, and the things that I'm like, okay, this has to happen, then this has to happen, and then this. No, I need to like just let go of some stuff. And I'm so excited about the advent calendar my sister made. So thoughtful. There's some really, like, the yarn in there is fantastic. I'm so excited. I don't know what I'm going to knit with them yet. And I feel like I need to have an advent pattern to go with the advent yarn. And I think I might actually use this advent calendar and design an advent calendar knit for next year. So I'm going to write that down. Also, I wanted to talk about, I was co-hosting in March, not last year, but the year, like this past year, but the year before, I was co-hosting a knit along, a cable knit along. And it was during that time that I disappeared off of YouTube. But I was donated prizes for that knit along that happened. And I am still going to give away prizes for that knit along, but I'm not going to do it on the channel. I'm going to go into the thread in my Ravelry group that people have posted their knits in, and I'm going to draw it there, and I'm going to contact the winner there and do the prizes over there, because that wasn't fair of me to just disappear like that, and especially during a knit along. It could not be helped. But I'm sincerely, from the bottom of my heart, sorry that it went that way. And I'm sorry that I didn't just draw a winner at that point and close it off properly. That's totally on me, totally on me. And it really wasn't fair. And so I'm going to definitely take those prizes and contact the winners, and I will be mailing them out to them. But I want to make sure that everything is, especially for the new year, I want to start with a completely clear slate. And that's something that's actually been weighing on my mind a lot lately, is that I still have these prizes that were donated for this specific knit along, and I did not pull any prizes. They're still separate. They're still like in my giveaway bin that I have. So like, I haven't taken them. But I am going to pull a winner from that thread and send out those prizes. So if you participated in the cable cal that I did in 2019, if you participated in the cable cal that I did in 2019 and you posted in the thread in my group, I will be going in there and pulling a winner. And I fully let down the co-hosts of that knit along, and none of that's okay. And from the bottom of my heart, I apologize to them as well, because I dropped so many balls, especially that month. I dropped everything that month. And I can't really go into the why of it. And I don't want to sound like I'm making excuses either, because because I'm still in control of the balls that I dropped, I guess. So I'm going to be doing that. And so if you participated, you may be one of the people that hears from me very soon over on Ravelry. I'm hoping that the winners haven't left Ravelry, because while I was away, a lot of things happened on Ravelry and Instagram and in the knitting community. And there's a lot of stuff a lot of hurt that happened. And so I'm really hoping that the winners are still there. And Ravelry changed its format as well. Like, let's not forget that was triggering for a lot of people as well. And I acknowledge all of that. So I will be drawing out of that thread for the 5th time that I mentioned it. So Christmas is coming. It is 9 days away from today. And when this goes up tomorrow, it'll be 8 days away. That's soon. That's super soon. And I'm really excited. I put my tree up early this year. And I used to not be allowed to put the tree up until the week before Christmas. And I would get in trouble if the tree wasn't down, like within a couple days after Christmas. And it's so nice that I can put the tree up whenever I want to and take it down whenever I want to. The trouble is that I kind of am in the space where I want to put the tree up and leave it up all year round because I can. So that's me. I'm not going to do that, but I just want to do that just because I can. There's been so many things that I've been doing just because I can, because I'm allowed to, because I'm a grown up and I get to. So that's, I'm not taking my tree down till the new year. That is for sure. It's staying up past New Year. And then after the new year, I will take it down without any pressure or any guilt attached to any of the Christmas tree stuff. And I'm looking forward to this Christmas season. I'm really looking forward to it. Really, really, really looking forward to it. What else is happening, everyone? So I have some ideas for some new designs, but I'm keeping those in the background until I get my book finished, which is I'm so excited. Like this, I knew at some point in my life I would produce a book. I didn't know this would be the book that I produce, or first, because it's not going to be my last, but I didn't know that this was going to be one of the books I produced. I never would have thought it would have been a knitting book. And it's so exciting. It's so much, all of the creative aspects about doing this just make my heart so happy, and I cannot wait to share it with you. I cannot wait to share it with you. The photos are amazing. One of my friends took the photos, and she's a photographer, and we went out and we took 2 days and took photos for it, and they are beautiful. The model is one of my girls. She is beautiful. The scenery is very beautiful. It's very Okanagan. We took photos from 2 different beaches, and one has like forest in the back, and it has this like brooding kind of feeling to it, and it's the area it has that energy, which is really interesting. That looking at the photos, like I can feel that energy off of the pictures. It's just like brooding and thoughtful, and just that some serious stuff has happened in that area for sure. But it's a beautiful area, and it just is stunning. stunning. And the other beach that we took the photos at was a beach that I spent some loving hours on this past summer. And it was really cool to go there and include that in the book as well, because it's a beach that means a lot to me. So there's a lot of really good memories there. So that's excellent. I think that is it for me for today. If you enjoyed today's episode, don't forget to hit that bell, because that'll notify you when new episodes are up. Hit the subscribe button. Take a minute, watch one of the ads. That helps me immensely. If you're interested, there's links below to all of the information in the episode regarding yarn and the fleece, the patterns. Also, there's links to all of my patterns over on Ravelry. As soon as my website is up, that'll be included below the episodes as well. There's a link to Patreon. It's live, but it's not set up yet. So if you click on it, it will take you there. But I have tiers that I'm setting up that aren't set up yet. So don't feel like obligated to head over there yet. I will let you know when all of that's done. I'm working on merchandising right now. So I'm getting a logo and some stuff for the merchandise. And that will be specifically related to Patreon. What else? Oh, and there's also a button down below. It is a PayPal link, and you can go there. And if you just feel like donating to the podcast, you can go in there, click that link, and put in the amount of your donation. You can buy me a cup of coffee or, a pen. It doesn't have those options, but if you feel like you want to support the podcast in that way, then there definitely is a link down there to do that. So there's lots of options. And if you just want to watch the podcast, then I would super appreciate if you also watched an ad or two. So thank you so much for joining me. I appreciate every single one of you, and I hope you have a fantastic day, fantastic week. Maybe I'll see you over at Vlogmas and we can catch up on a daily basis. I'm having a lot of fun over there. And it would be great to see you too. Okay, until next time.